It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hey,
Hello,
girl.
Heather.
Hi. Hi.
I'm dragging ass a little bit this morning because my stomach got upset in the middle of the night. And so I didn't sleep well starting at about 2:30. And then, of course, Jer Bears in and out of the bedroom, in and out, in and out, in and out. Leave the door open. I get up and shut the door. Nope. He comes back in, leaves the door open. I shut the door and he has something running in the dryer that has a zipper on it. So that's and he doesn't close the door to the laundry room. So I can hear that. Ka-tink, 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 ka-tink.
Tell him to zip up his pants when he dries them.
Oh yeah, you think
before
that'll
washing,
help?
just zip it and button it. I think it might,
Okay.
unless it's on like a hoodie. Like a hoodie.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Between me and Luke, we have like 5 million hoodies, so it could be a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still not a bad. Tell him to zip up his pants. I'm like, I tell him all the time.
Yeah, always
Like
leave
barn
those
door.
pants on.
Literally, we were at church at Easter, and I was like, barn door, barn door.
Oh God, I hate that. I'm like, is that you were in that big of a rush?
I know he just forgets. He's totally ADD. So
Yeah.
by the time he's done peeing, he's already thinking about the next thing he's going to do, and zipping up his pants isn't something that he's focused on.
Yeah. There we are. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Really?
Yes. So we brought our little sweet Ruru Kunkashu to doggy boot camp.
Oh,
And it was like gentle doggy boot camp. So it wasn't like, Marines doggy boot camp. Yeah. And she has like a different dog.
Really?
Worth every penny.
How
So far.
long was the
2 weeks.
program?
2 weeks. She went away for 2 weeks. And it was kind of like,
it was,
and like before, I truly, like, I did love Rue. I do love her. Whatever I did, like, she's gone. So I love her, but that doesn't mean I love her behavior. And so I told Brad, like, when he was gone, I was like, I just kind of feel relieved that she's not here right now.
mm-hmm.
She was so stressful because she was just always jumping up on Baker and biting him and scratching him. And while she still has jumped up a couple of times since she's gotten back, it's night and day difference. And like, we would try to teach her something, but she was so anxiety ridden. Like, she was just so like, she was like that. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, so she wouldn't, like, you couldn't teach her. We taught her sit, which was pretty easy for her actually to learn. But anything past that, she was like, and so I'm like, ugh. But now she's like, oh my God, she lays down, she stays, like, we could walk around. I mean, it's just bananas.
Wow. Well, I understand because it wasn't that long ago that Daisy was chewing every single pair of my shoes and every rug in the house. So, and jumping up on everything. And thankfully she's outgrown all of that, but not because of much formal training. Exactly.
Next time, I suggest this for anybody. If you think, and Rue's really, really intelligent too, but she just was, and that's what the lady said. She said, either you have 2 types of dogs. You have the dogs that are super energetic, and they just are like, like Rue was, or you have the other side where it's like, and majority dogs. I mean, obviously there's a spectrum, but then there's the other side of the dogs where you have to you have to get a marching band to get this dog motivated to do anything.
Wow.
So, at least, but it was just like a light switch was just like, oh. And she slept with Baker last night, and his heart is so happy. I mean, he is just thrilled.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I'll have to I'll send you a picture post.
Yeah.
With it about, oh my God. Anyways. Yeah. So worth every penny. If you get a dog, before you get a dog, research some places so you can put them in puppy boot camp, because let me tell you, and this lady's I was like, oh my God. I was like, we loved Rue before, but I was like, now we appreciate her. And she's like, I'm sitting in Home Depot parking lot crying because it's a message. So sweet. So if you have, and I have no affiliation with this organization, like nothing. But if you're in the Denver area, Denver Dream Dog, go see him. Go see her. Amazing.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's good. It's always good to get recommendations.
Yeah. So of course I wrote on everywhere I wrote like positive reviews and stuff like that. So yeah. Of course,
Well, that's
messages from
good.
work. Hold on, let me go mute my work stuff. And I don't know. Okay. Anyways, so yes, I would suggest doing that. And talking about camps, the next thing is kid camps because it's summer camps coming up.
Yeah.
And holy cow.
Well, I used to with Luke, he went to after school, which is a karate school. So they had a summer camp. So I would send him to that part of the summer, but then I'd try to find something else interesting. Like he used to really love doing artistic things. So there was a place that would do, like pottery, so you can make clay things and paint them and all that stuff. So I'd send him there for like a week or two during the summer and just try and mix it up a little bit so he wouldn't get overly karate'd out or just kind of bored, with going to the same place, especially since he would go to that place during the year.
Now, did those spots where they like you had first right of refusal, like you got to come in and then like because I know some places they have, if you're already a client or whatever, you have like this 1 week to sign up. And then after this 1 week, it's a free for all. Or
it was pretty much just everybody. Yeah. Everybody first come, first serve. With Tallahassee probably being smaller, it's a little easier than where you live in Denver. It's a much bigger city. So you probably have a lot more spaces or a lot more people to compete with for spaces.
Yes.
And that I could see. Well, it's stressful anyway, especially when your kid's first starting out with the summer camp situation and making sure that it's a place they're going to be comfortable and is it safe and is it reputable and all that. And then making sure that you can actually get in is and can you afford it too? Because some of them are way more expensive than others.
Oh my God, are they?
Yes.
Insane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
like one I was looking at, it was like, oh gosh, how much was it for if I was to do the whole summer? I think it was like $5,000. I was like, wow, we can't afford a week.
Oh my gosh.
And it's only like 4, 8, 10 weeks.
It's 10 weeks.
10
so
weeks.
That's $5,000.
$500 a week.
$500. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it?
It's pretty basic math.
Sorry, I didn't sleep very well.
But isn't that bananas?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I was like, I'm sorry. I love my child, but like we cannot afford this for my child.
No. Did they even include meal, like lunch or anything with that?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't remember. I just saw the price tag. I was like, bye.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. But so we got him into a couple camps and only like some of them are only from necessity. Sorry, I'm also tired this morning. I woke up at 4, but anyways, sorry, I had to get that yawn out. So we have him in a few different camps because there's gonna be a week that he's gonna be spending with his aunt and uncle. And so we got a camp with them because they can't take care of him the whole, they have jobs as well. And so he needs a lot. Yeah. So we got him into a camp, but they can also take him out because it wasn't such a high price point that we could, whatever. And then there's this other camp around town that offered 1 free week. And I was like, yeah, sign me up, get me in there. So I signed up for the 1 free week.
Oh, so you didn't have to it wasn't like a buy one, get 1 free week. It was just a free week.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. They were just offering 1 free week. And I think it's it's probably part of a grant and it was like a healthy program week or whatever. So his school camp. So we decided to go with the school because it was just the least expensive and it's still like $250 a week.
Wow.
Something like that. Hold on. Let me do some maths real quick. Because this is not simple math.
Well, I remember again, Lucas is 20 now. So
it's like under 200 a week.
Okay. Well, that's good because I remember, I think we paid like $150 a week. But that didn't include lunch, but it would include like simple field trips. And then I think there was some that maybe we'd have to pay a couple extra dollars for like, if they went to a cheapo movie theater or did something, I think they might have said, well, just need another couple dollars for popcorn or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, that was $150 a week. So, and that was with karate.
Oh, that's
lessons.
good. Well, that's that's good.
So
We don't
that
have
was nice.
lessons.
Yeah.
We have,
then you
but
get
it was
some-
all or nothing too. You couldn't sign up for part of you couldn't sign up for a few weeks here or a few weeks there. You had to do the whole summer and nothing.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah, with
because it's
this
at
you
a
could sign up.
school,
Yeah.
they don't have anything for the 2 weeks before school starts. Because teachers are coming back.
Because teachers are coming back and
Mhm.
doing their rooms and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So it's like, so I had to find something. So that's why I got that free camp. I was like, thank God.
it is stressful. Well, that was the other one.
It is.
We had a gymnastics summer camp. So there was a gymnastics school. He did that. He didn't really like that all that much because
Was that Truesdale?
No,
Okay.
IGG.
Okay.
He didn't really like it because it was like by that time I think maybe he was like 7 or 8 and it was getting to be where it was mostly girls.
Yeah.
And so he felt like the girls, and there was a little bit cliquey. So like the girls wouldn't really talk to him. So he only did that for a week or two. But again, I was just trying to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
For something else to do, something different. And it
Sure.
was, the price point was about the same as the karate school. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel bad, but then I have to think about myself. I have to think to myself, like, don't feel bad, because it would either be him staying home with you all the time, where you are stressed all the time and just like yelling at him because he's not listening, and he's on, electronics where his eyes have turned square and rectangle. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what,
goat eyes,
rectangular
eyes. Yeah.
And so it's either that or him stay, or him go to this camp that, he's going to be exposed to the same kids all the time, which is fine. And they do have excursions that they do. So I'm not concerned with that. I just have to make sure, because, he is exposed to different grade levels. And that's what makes me nervous, because right now he's kind of a little bit more isolated because, kids don't really mix that much except for on, recess time, right? Very rarely do they get exposed outside of that. So I am nervous that like he's going to talk to fifth graders, and fifth graders are getting into some stuff, and in this world.
What grade is Baker going to be going into next year?
He's going into first.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was
such a little baby.
Second. I know, he feels so little.
But yeah, so that's what I'm nervous about, is that because he already comes home and I'm like, where did you learn that from?
Sure enough. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure probably too, though, generally speaking, the older kids and the younger kids probably do their own thing because they're interested in different stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like some older kids they're looking to cause trouble. They're looking for it. Those kids.
Damn older kids.
But I mean, he is so, he is a naughty kid, but he also is very, very naive in a lot of things. And I want to keep that naivety for a little bit without having to be like, well, here's what happened because blah, blah, blah. I want him to be naive to some of the grown-up things. Yeah. But also protect him. Like he knows that like he has his private space in this private area, and that, nobody can touch it. And like, so I rub his belly sometimes. I'm like, nobody can touch your belly but mommy or daddy. And it's only with your permission, because I want him to know that he has to give us permission, even as his parents, because I'm not going to go touch my kid's belly for no reason. Right. Yeah. But I mean, I will go ding dong sometimes in his, his belly button. But, but yeah, it's like, cause he's feeling sick or, his stomach, he just likes to have his stomach rub. So I make sure I'm like, nobody else can touch your stomach, mommy and daddy. It's only with your permission. Nobody he likes us to rub his back under her shirt. I'm like, nobody else can rub your back under your shirt, or nobody should be rubbing your back, besides mommy and daddy. And, just, or, his family. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know about that. Not that I question with any, our family, but at the same time, you don't know, right? How many times do you hear that, like, that's the person that has done something to a kid is their family? Yeah, true. So that's where I'm scary. Like, oh. Yeah. But he's not really around people without us being around, besides, when he's going to be with his aunt and uncle, which we trust wholly. So I don't know. Yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
but I have to let him go at some time. I have to I have to release him into the wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes they don't leave.
Yes, as your case.
Sometimes they just keep coming back and coming back, coming back.
Yes.
Like my mother said about my husband at my wedding. It just kept coming back.
Oh, your husband does that?
Yeah, that was Jerry. Remember? Well, I don't know if you remember my mom's speech at her wedding. And she said, I never thought that Vera's going to get married. And then Jerry showed up, and then he just kept showing up and coming back and coming back.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm an old maid and he's a stalker. There you go. It's perfect.
Because you fed him.
Yeah, I fed him. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. These men keep following me around.
Oh, look at you, lucky.
But I can understand trying to figure out. Well, have you found that the easiest ways for you that you've been able to find summer camps for Baker? Like, what's been your easiest method to find?
I just I searched, I did a Google search, and I realized that everything is way too expensive for us. And so I just have to go and say, okay, well, this is what it's going to be. And, like when I was younger, we didn't have camps. So we stayed with our grandparents for the most of the time, but our grandmother. But we went to like church camps here and there. I personally don't want to send Baker to church camps, but that's my choice. But do whatever is best for your family, because it's your family. And if you're getting a weird feeling, you get weird feelings, go visit them. Like, I don't have any concerns about the school district running, the summer camp. I don't have issues with that. The same people run the program that he goes to on Monday. So I'm just really not concerned with that. So just know that you have to do what's best for you and find quality daycare at whatever cost you can afford. And they're out there. Like this one was really competitive. I don't know what I would have done had I not gone in there. Like, I don't even know. I would freak out because I open at 8, and by 9:00, like I would say 90% of the spots were gone.
Wow.
District wide.
Very competitive. Yeah.
So I was like, I could get him in another school. Like, I think the day after there were still spots open in another school, but it was like 30 minutes away. I was like, pass.
Well, one thing I will say, though, about some of the church camps is just because they're at a church doesn't mean they're religious based.
That's true.
Because I know there's some around town. And in fact, I've had friends that worked at them where they, it's not just because it's at the Baptist church doesn't mean they're going to, nothing wrong with being Baptist, but, indoctrinate your kid into being Baptist. Yeah. So some of them, in fact, there were a couple that I looked at for Luke when he was little that had good reputations that were just like, no, it's just fun. We
rent some space from the church,
basically, it just so happens that it's at the church, this camp. But so just wanted to point that out for anybody who's new to looking at summer camps for their kids. That
for sure, good point.
Some of the church ones are not necessarily based in religion. Yeah. So and at least in this area, I know of that there were a few that were really good. So. And not crazy expensive.
Yeah. There's actually one I was going to get Baker into if I went down there. That it's not expensive is Mason School of Music. They do like plays. Yeah. They do like a week, like a different theme every week.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of, even in a small city like Tallahassee, there's definitely some choices. It's just, the best thing is to try and do it as soon as possible because obviously you want to get the spots and the best ones, but
but then some of them like stressful. They open at different times and you're like, well, this is my backup, but like, what if that fills up because my first one is later? It's just a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And it's stressful.
Don't be afraid to get on wait lists because somebody else is doing that too. So somebody else put their $50 deposit down and then they're going to back out because they found that they were able to get in the camp. So just put your name on the wait list.
Yeah.
Don't pay in full until you have to pay in full. Just put the deposit down.
Yeah.
So definitely. Those are some tips that I have for you.
Yay.
Yeah. So if you have any tips or anything else, like hit us up, man. At where are we located?
I Can't Mom Today podcast at Gmail and on all social media.
Yes. And also, don't forget that if you want to have a discount, 15% off Ultimate Cloths, which are the best cleaning cloths, hands down the best.
If you want, especially if you're trying to use, you just use water. If you're trying to avoid chemicals in your life, they're really handy dandy. So,
and they're reasonably priced too. So,
yeah. So, and I can post the link to them with the podcast in the notes,
especially with all those gross sticky popsicles that are coming out in our future in a couple months.
Oh yes,
less than a couple months.
Popsicle fingerprints. Yeah, popsicle fingerprints that come along with it, even if it's not from your kid, it's from your husband.
Yep, muddy footprints on the floor. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.